Ndewo, Afambo Chama, I'm 14 years old and I'm from Anambra State in Nnewi.
Afambo Oni, I'm 18 years old and I'm from Anambra State in Nnewi.
Welcome to ICSN Teens, the ultimate space for young Igbos aged 13 to 19.
This is where you learn more about our Igbo culture, our language, our traditions and our history.
You also get exclusive access to our cultural schools, learn Igbo, master traditional dances and even take part in our cooking classes.
And there's more. As an ICSN Teens member, you get a mentor
For free!
Academic support, career guidance, personal development, well-being, or even business mentoring.
We also have social events all year round. Fun days out, cultural celebrations, and residential weekends.
And of course, the ICSN Youth Conference. This is where young Igbos like us connect, learn, and grow together.
ICSN Teens takes place in London and Manchester.
With ICSN Teens, you can get all of this for only £15 per year.
That's less than £1 a month.
Join today and be part of something special. ICSN Teens, our culture, our future.
Hi guys, Ndewonu, and welcome to ICSN Kwenu TV. My name is Ifeanyi, aka MrStrange. If you're wondering why there's a change of face, it's because my predecessor Ralph was the London Kwenu exec for 2024, and I am the current London Kwenu exec for 2025 and possibly 2026. And I'm joined here with my co-host from Manchester, also the Kwenu exec for the Manchester branch. I'm just going to introduce Cynthia. I can see her smiling already.
Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia Jean, and a lot of you know me as King's Choice, and we are here to talk everything MrStrange wants us to talk about. I hope you're ready. Thanks for joining us, and thanks for having me, Mr. Fine.
Why is it everything I want to talk about? We've got a guest on this topic that we're discussing today, and I'm going to bring on Judith to introduce herself. Hi, Judith.
Hi, my name is Judith. I'm reluctantly here, not of my own free will. I was forced to be here. I'm joking, but yeah, I'm happy to be here. Yeah, I'm interested in this topic that we're going to be discussing. So yeah, thank you for having me.
You're welcome, and we're going to cut into the main segment now, guys. I hope you're ready for this because this is going to be very interesting for all of us. Today's topic, in fact, before we even get into today's topic, how has the week started off for you ladies? You beautiful ladies here. How has the week been? Like, I know it's only been one day into the week, Monday, but how was Monday?
Monday for me was the culmination of a working week because I was still working throughout the weekend and I had a busy weekend as well. So Monday was just work, and then it's like today is my the beginning of my week. So yeah, but so far the week has been okay, not bad.
Cynthia, what about you?
Well, it started off with work, and here we are. I can't complain.
Sweet. All right, then. My week has started off great as well. You know, we're just taking it one day at a time. But let's get straight into the question for today. I think people are probably waiting for what this question is going to be. So the question for today is type and preferences. Or no, not even preferences. Type and preference. Are they the same? Or what do you think the differences are? I'm going to get into the subtopic later, but let's talk on that for now. Like, in fact, let me start with Judith. Type. Well, when I say type, I mean you're typing a man and your preferences in a man. Do you think they're the same or do you think they're different? What is your take on that?
So type and preference, I think, are two different things.
Okay.
When I think of type, I think type is more to do with physical attributes, appearance,
Okay.
things like that. And then when I think of preference, I think more towards like somebody's characteristics, things that are, I mean, they're important to an extent, but they are like interchangeable. I feel like preferences can change over time, whereas your type, typically people tend to stick with their type. It just depends on what kind of person you are, whether when it comes to dating as well, you prefer to choose type over preference.
So more like preference. Type is like a fixed interest, and and preference
Yeah,
is like a variable interest.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
but Why do you think our type or like the people we tend to go for are always the same? Like, why do we tend to go for the same type of people? Like, what is it about this type that you have in your head that you kind of accumulate in your head that makes you like, this is the type like I'm always drawn to you, I'm always like attracted to you, and you kind of find it hard to want to give a chance to someone else that is not necessarily in the same type bracket that you're used to.
So why do people tend to stick to a particular type,
The,
basically?
the same type,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. It could be to do with a bunch of things. It could be vanity. Maybe people just prefer to stick with a physical type of person because they feel like they look good together, or that person looks good and they want somebody who does look good. It, attraction. They're just genuinely attracted to somebody like that.
Mm.
Um, you know, when you're looking for somebody, you're looking for someone who you're going to have kids with. And sometimes people look at, okay, I want my kids to look a certain way. I'm going to go for a guy who's 6'4" because maybe I'm 5'4" and I want a 50-50 chance of having a my kids be tall. I don't want them. Do you know what I mean? Like it could be that. That's the reason maybe they're going for a particular type. There's other
Hmm.
things when you think of type as well. Again, physical appearance. It's to do with the overall physical health of the person. Maybe that's the reason why they're sticking to a particular type. I
Yeah.
think it's just to do with that, like genetics or um, just physical attraction to the person. I think that's why people tend to stick to a particular type. Um, but it does limit them to finding somebody who they could be compatible with, because I feel like preference determines your compatibility with somebody
Yeah.
and type doesn't.
I'll come back to you. Cynthia, can you hear me?
Hi.
Right, see it. So
Yeah, yeah.
let me come to you now. For you, what is the type and what is the preference? Is it the same for you, or do you think they're different? They're two different things. Sorry.
Uh, well, just like Judy said, it's not somewhat, it's kind of similar, somewhat it's not. So for type, I'm looking at physicality of the person. That's from what Judy has said. So you're looking for someone who has a particular uh, physical attributes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. While if you're talking about preference, it could be like, oh, well, I like I like to see I like I'm not I'm just trying to look forward to frame it. But from my own understanding, type is looking at outward appearance of the person. While when you talk about preference, it's an inward thing. Say, oh, because of this, this is not in this person is my type. This person, they're all my type, but there is something I'd prefer to have, and I think that is why I prefer this person. Yeah. So for me, that's just it for me. I think it's about two-way thing, in and out of someone. So when you talk about the
Right.
type, you're talking about the outward appearance of, attributes of someone that you're
Mm-hmm.
looking at choosing or being with. And then when you talk about preference, is something that it's a deal breaker for you, something like that.
I think both of you have said literally similar, same like you said similar stuff already, which is like type is more for you, kind of like physical attributes. But do you not think that personal traits or personality traits are also part of type? In terms of like, for example, you go for, let's say, apart from the physical attributes, you also go for a guy that is, let me say, career driven, hardworking person, because some people kind of mistake that for preference, but I think that comes under type.
I would say yes, that can come under type. I think when you then move somebody, for instance, who is career driven
Mm-hmm.
or into the preference category, that's where you become a bit more specific about what kind of career.
Okay.
Um, yeah, so I think that when you, yeah, that it type does isn't necessarily just physical appearance. It can be a characteristic too of the person, a personality trait. But then when you move into preferences, then it's more of like what type of, not type, but you just become more specific basically.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I'm trying to think of an example. Yeah, so a career driven, like you can have a career driven person who is working in a retail store and working up the ladder to like manager and stuff like that, but maybe that's not
Hmm.
the kind of career driven person you're looking for, so then you then change it to preference. You want a career driven guy who is working to become like a CEO of a
Okay.
financial company, something like that. Yeah, I think that's where preference comes into it.
So coming back to what you said earlier, Judith, where you're talking about was it preferences, right? Oh yeah, no, you're talking about the shortcomings of having a type. It
Mm,
can limit you to, you can limit your options basically. Now,
mm.
when it comes to that, like being limited in terms of like the options you have to explore and other things, does that also come with age? Do you think that at a certain age you were very more like, okay, this is my type and I'm not budging on that. This is where I am. Like, I'm going to be very antiquated on this. This is where I am. And let's say as you get older or you've gotten older, you're more like, okay, you know what? I can be a little bit more flexible on what my type is. Whereas preferences, even when you were younger, was a bit more flexible. You were a bit more like, your preferences can change based on the person that you're talking to. It can change. But as you're kind of going older, do you think that you're also more flexible on the type or your type compared to when you were younger?
Absolutely. Um, yeah, absolutely. Not
That is
always.
that is very interesting.
Yeah. The reason why I would say that, no, but the reason why I would say that is because when you are younger, you're not always thinking of
Think.
what I think are the important things when it comes to um a marriage. You're thinking of you're young, you're living the fast life, um bunch of people are showing interest in you, you have your
Mm,
pick of the guys. Not saying that you can't have your pick of the guys or the girls when you are older, but you're not really necessarily thinking of the really important things, the foundations of having like a really successful marriage. So
mm-hmm.
when you do get older, um, type becomes can become less important because I don't know, maybe due to your experience of previous relationships, how they've
Yeah.
lasted and things like that, you then start to feel like, okay, you're going for a particular type and it's not really working. Maybe I should now start to look at different kinds of characteristics or qualities in a guy. And then when you start to do look for that, your type changes because you're looking more for I would link I would link your preference to security. And I think a lot of women can relate to looking for, when we're looking for a relationship, we're looking for security. And the type doesn't really determine that. It is the characteristics of the person. So yeah, I do believe when you get older, you're looking for security, you're looking for different things, your type will change because you're not really focused on that anymore. And as well, I think you can also, I think maybe you're a bit more understanding of the fact that physical appearance changes over time. But the person's character can grow and change over time with experience as well. Um, yeah.
Okay, Cynthia, what about you?
100%. Like at this point, I beg to tell you that women think the same somehow. For women, I didn't say girls. I think women. I read my
Mm.
lips. I didn't say girls.
Wait. What do you mean, Doug?
Girls. I said what I said, and I'm saying it again. Women think the same, not girls.
Right.
So
Not
yeah.
girls. You
So
hear that?
yeah.
Not girls. Sorry, when you say girls, what age range are we talking about?
Well, I'm talking about the newest Gen Zs. I'm talking about they know themselves. I'm not gonna call anybody's age because I don't want to get thrown stone at. So they know who I'm talking about. So I quite
And
agree with what she said because as time lingers, you grow older, you've had experiences.
Yeah.
For instance, the kind of people you want to be with while you are in uni, obviously, when you were a girl, differs. It automatically upgrades when you are done with uni, when life has hit you back and forth. So you would change a lot of things. Oh, no, it was before I needed somebody who speaks louder. I needed a man who has a macho looking man, a man with six packs. And now, when you are a woman, that's not what you're looking for now. Preference comes into full time play. You're looking at somebody you're going to spend the rest of your life with, someone you want to build tomorrow with, someone you want to trust with everything concerning you. So yeah, like she said, when the time is right, when you overcome these experiences from relationships up and down and all, when you now being a woman wanting a man in your life, trust me, types is gonna be out of your way. You're gonna look at preference, someone who respects you. You're gonna see a whole lot of difference from wanting a macho man and needing, I mean, a man at his full peak. That's it's not different from what she said. I quite agree 100% with everything she said.
That is interesting because for me, coming from a guy's perspective, well, let me not say coming from a guy's perspective. Let me say coming from my perspective. I agree with what you said to say an extent. Like, but when I'm trying to look back, I'm trying to look back as when I was younger and thinking, has my type really changed? But then again, I've not really had a type. That's the problem. I've not never really had a type. I've except you want to say that pretty women are you can consider a type, then yeah, that is what it is. I don't think physical attributes has ever really been an issue for me. It's been more, do I find you beautiful or not? If I don't, then I'm not really going to move to you. The body has never really been a problem for me. Like I've never really had a thing where, oh my god, like, she has to be thick. Actually, I take that back.
Can I,
Yeah. Looking at my history,
no, no.
yes, slim girls have never
Can I
been in my
hold on a
history.
minute?
Actually,
Hold
let me
You
look back.
realize it after you looked back.
Let me
hold
look
on,
back.
Mrs.
Yeah,
Strange.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Slim girls
okay.
have never been in my history books.
Okay, okay. But I'll tell you
Okay,
something. I'll tell you one
yeah.
thing. Personally, for me, um, I've always wanted to feel. One of the things I'm looking at when I'm looking for what I'm looking for in a relationship right
Mm-hmm.
now, is to feel secured with someone. A lot of girls don't know what security is because when you ask them, money is the security they are looking for. That's to when I talk
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
girls. Now, coming to
Yeah.
being a woman, there are lots of things beyond money that I'm looking for. For instance, I'm a bit secured on my own because I've got my own job. And then I said something to someone earlier today. I said, look, to a lot of girls, to a lot of women, support system means different things. And then it certainly means different things when you're a girl and when you're a woman. For me as a woman, support means someone who reminds me of the dream I've always wanted. In the term of the relationship, I must have said to you, "Ah, I wanted to be a nurse, I wanted to be a doctor, but I've had to go through this certain level. After now, I'm looking at in the future. The support I'll need
Yeah.
is this man coming into my life. Oh, babe, you always wanted to. I think, have you made that? Have you taken that step? Have you reached out to so
Mm-hmm.
and so that someone you're looking up
Mm-hmm.
to? Have you made this an attempt?
Yeah.
You wanted this business running? Have you asked around about this business? That's the support I am needing, but it's different from what a girl wants. Today's girls, everything support to them is money. I have always not wanted a loud wedding, but when you mention wedding plan and all, some girls, now I'm not sick, I'm not talking about age. Some girls, not women, some girls jump at it because everything to them is about how loud the wedding is. But trust me, a woman who wants to build a home with a man is not looking at how loud the wedding is.
So when we're talking about type and preference, then would you say preference is something that you desire, but if the person has that attribute, you're just but they meet other preferences or whatever, would you still be with them, or is it a definite no? Just the same way how you said you would prefer
Yeah.
not having a loud wedding, but what if your partner was like, we're gonna have a loud wedding, and it's just like, well, I would prefer not to, but I mean, if that's what you want,
So
okay.
I'm gonna answer this question indirectly. So all of this is like you said from past experience. Um, if he wants it, we're gonna come to agreement. I'm not gonna argue with him. It's his life as well. It's both of us. But at some point, one thing
Mm-hmm.
I've learned about being together with somebody is ability to, put down your own desires for someone else to. It's one of the things I've learned. Sacrifice we call it. So if he wants it, and as long as he can afford it, because that's where I'm gonna be on. I don't want this, but if he's bent on it and he can afford it, why not? I'll let him have it. And the same way a woman doesn't get to choose. For me, I'm a Pentecostal. Pentecostal church. But if I have a husband who's coming from a Catholic church, it's not a problem. We go to Catholic. I love this man and not his church. I'm not about his church. So if I love him, I love everything he's coming with. Okay? So yeah,
Oh,
being a Catholic is not my problem. It's him I'm coming to deal with. I want a man who's kind in the heart, not just the way he relates. A man who respects women. A man, not just because I see a lot of people, oh, family oriented. What do you even mean by family oriented? If he can't respect you, forget about family orientation. Because
Cynthia, you're
he may
shooting shots,
respect his
man.
mom, his sisters, and
You're
disrespect
taking
you.
shots.
Yeah, so that's it.
You are
I hope I
shooting
answered your
shots,
question
Cynthia.
though.
Yeah, no, you did, yeah.
They will cancel you. They will cancel you, Cynthia. They will say you'll pick me. That's the next thing they always say is you'll pick me. But I agree with that. And that is a very strong point. But one question I want to throw out now, I think we're all at the age of marriage, if I'm not wrong. How much will your actually let me not even use type or preference now. Let me just go straight to the point. How much does physical attraction play in choosing a long-term partner at the age where we are right now?
Judy, I'm just telling you. Don't tell anybody. 20%. I
Okay.
don't care about look. All I'm caring
Okay.
about, all I want to know is your kindness, the level of kindness. Are you human in the heart? Do you have heart of kindness? Can you accommodate people? Are you hospitable? Do you have respect for me and for people? That is, I'm looking at what is inside that people don't see, because I get to see that because apparently I've been with you for some time. We talk, we relate, so I've seen this inward thing part of you. Looks is not my
Mm-hmm.
problem. The only thing I will say, but I'm not bold on it anymore because nobody knows the will of God. I've always been like, I want a dark skinned man. It's my personal preference. I want a dark skinned
It
man,
is what it
and
is.
I want someone who's a bit churchy because I am, but some things can be waived.
And this
Some
was the
things can
bad
be waived.
parcel.
So does your dating history match up with your preferences or your type?
That's a good question.
Back in the days when I was a girl, um,
Mhm.
I don't think this preferences ever came into play with me. I didn't have that. I didn't have men like that. I've always been like, but sometimes I feel like, oh, do they ever? It's like someone is reading my script out somewhere that they know, oh, I'm this calm, like kind-hearted person, and everybody's come with a baggage, hoping to, find refuge with me, find peace with me,
Yeah.
and then they are free to be what they can. But again, like I said, now I'm a woman. I've learned to stand up for myself. You can't carry your baggage and dump in me. No, get yourself sorted, then you can come to me. I'm not going to be anybody's counselor no more. I want a man
Mhm.
who's responsible, not just by word, but by heart. And I see you living that responsibility. And that's the man I want. I'm going to stand my feet anyway and say, this is the kind of man I want. I'm not going to take in anybody, bad boy, anything outside what I want. So that's just it for me.
Okay.
Judith,
So
you want to answer that question?
does my
It was your
type
question. Do
match
you want
up
to answer it? Yeah.
to my preferences?
Yeah.
Um my preferences match up to my preferences. I don't have a type. So if you look at my dating history, you cannot determine the type of guy that I would go for next.
Makes sense.
Any of my friends would say that. Like they have no clue. Like it's a bit difficult with matching me up with somebody because they don't really know what my type is, but I have
Mm.
preferences. And I think that my dating history matches up to that.
Like I said, I don't really have a type. But then I did also say that I haven't really dated slimmer girls. But not that I don't find them attractive. It's just for some reason I just never really went for them. But I think over the years, I think it's been more of preference more than type because I look at things like do I connect with you? Do I vibe with you? Do we get along? Do we have, like Cynthia said, are you kind? Do you accommodate people? I see things like this. I think for me, it's even more of like, do you have a compassionate heart more than even being kind? It's like, are you a compassionate person? Do you understand? That's where I come from. So I think over the years, like my preferences has matched in terms of people that I've been with and not necessarily tied, because it's all been different. Some of my friends might say that, oh, I can definitely link if I end up with someone because I know what his type is. But then when they do, I'm like, yeah, if you really knew me, you would know that this person you matched me up with is so not the one. Like, you completely failed it. Regressing back a little bit to the question that I asked about how much does physical attraction play now in terms of, which you haven't answered, Judith, by the way. I'm coming to you for that one.
I'm waiting for you to finish.
Yeah. But I'm just gonna let me just answer that and then I'll come to you. How much is it playing out for me? It doesn't really play much. I think I need to have something about you, like physically, that I like. It could be your pretty face, it could be, sorry to say this, ladies, I'm not trying to objectify anybody, but it could be your body, it could just something, it could be your smile, it could just be something about you that I find attractive, and then I can start building on that as time goes on. Because at the end of the day, I think it's really hit me more lately that I'm speaking pigeon. If this person, by the time I get old, all this physical attraction thing go fade. And it's funny coming from me because I'm always the one screaming in the group that, oh, before the physical attraction fades, let me enjoy it before it fades. But now I'm like, God forbid something happens that affects that physical attraction. What then happens? Am I going to leave my wife? Am I going to say, nah, I'm no longer like feeling this? Like, I think for me now, an emotional connection is what is paramount for me. Like, it's where my heart is. Like, someone who is affable, someone who is easy to approach. Like, there's just a lot of things that play the part for me now more than physical attraction. I'm not saying that it doesn't, like, I don't care about it at all. I care about it to an extent, but it doesn't play the biggest factor in terms of choosing a long-term partner. It doesn't play the biggest factor for me. But yeah, Judith, back to you.
So, does physical appearance, how
does physical attraction play a big role in choosing a long-term partner?
Okay. So for me personally, it doesn't play a big role. I'm gonna say it's 50%, and the reason why I'm gonna say 50% is because physical attraction, physical appearance is subjective to the person. I'm not going to completely say that, oh, you don't need to be physically attracted to somebody to get into a relationship with them, because I don't think that's completely true. You need to have some attraction to the person, especially when it comes to sexual compatibility. Okay. Unless
we're going to go in there. We're going to go there.
Yeah, because
no. I don't want you to go in there. I'm just saying we can expand on it. So yeah.
Yeah, because unless you literally are attracted to literally anything with a pulse, there needs to be some sort of physical attraction when we're talking about a long-term relationship, a marriage to that person, somebody that you're going to see through different aspects of life, pregnancy, just general like hard times, illness, maybe anything like that. You're going to have some sort of attraction to them initially, but it doesn't play an important role. It doesn't play an important role for me because I don't see the attraction first. I'm a sapiosexual. I'm attracted to intelligence first, and I have to get to know somebody first before I then start to think, oh, I'm actually physically attracted to them. Now, that doesn't mean, though, that
because I was like, because I'm thinking to myself that cool. I'm a sapiosexual as well. I always say this. I like to have conversations with people that you can get
Mm.
very intellectual. But before you get to the point where you're having intellectual conversations, what draws you to them? Like,
It's usually
are you
something they've said. I can't lie. Usually something they've said.
really
Yeah, yeah, because
right?
like I remember like thinking back in the day, like I've thought about this a lot. When
Hmm.
people would say, "Oh, this celebrity, oh, they're so attractive." I'll give an example. I think there was a time when everyone was like, "Oh, Idris Elba, he's really good looking," and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I'll be, when someone will say, "Don't you think Idris Elba is good looking?" And I said, my initial response is always, "But I don't know him." I don't know if that's a strange
Oh.
thing, but that's me. Like, I don't know him, but then I would say he's a good looking man, but physically attracted to him, I don't know him. I'm attracted to somebody's personality. I'm attracted to how somebody is, how they treat
Mhm.
people, things like that. That's me. Yeah.
Okay.
But
I mean
people would
that's
say,
fair.
"Oh, but you need to have like some sort of physical attribute or whatever that's going to draw you to actually talking to that person in the first place." No, it's what they say, it's how they behave, it's how they hold themselves. That's more of what gets me in the door.
Fair enough. I was gonna ask
Mm.
if type can change based on experience, but I think we've already covered that in terms of like what we found attractive or what we would have gone for normally when we're younger is different to what we're going for now that we're a bit older. So what just a quick touch on something you said. You talked
Mhm.
about sexual attraction. We're gonna rip the band-aid off. How do you deal with that? Do you think you can find someone physically attractive but not be sexually compatible? And then there's someone you're sexually compatible with but not physically attracted to.
If I'm talking about myself, compatibility, when you're talking about sexual compatibility as well, it comes from not only just the physical things that you do, but the
Mm,
conversations you have around it, and what being able to first have the space to have those conversations with that person, and then
yeah.
what comes from those conversations with that person, and then you find
Hmm.
out your likes, your dislikes, and things like that. That all ties into the sexual compatibility part. And
Yeah.
then you can be have sexual compatibility with somebody, but then not be physically attracted to them, for me personally, because of the other characteristics they show outside of the bedroom. um, that is something that could turn me off of that person, in terms of physical attraction. Like I said, I'm attracted to somebody's personality and stuff like that. Um, I think the more you have a space to be open and feel comfortable with somebody sexually, I think that will then increase your physical attraction as well to that person as well. I think that can happen too.
So you,
Um,
you you do think that physical attraction can grow over time? Like
yes.
someone's personality can make them even more attractive over time.
Because
Cynthia.
it ties in with like wanting security, wanting a safe space. Um, I feel like that really does help with the physical attraction part. If your partner provides that space, for me personally, then the physical attraction can grow.
Sweet. Cynthia. Same take or you feeling a little different on this one?
Could you repeat the question again? Because I've been laughing.
Right. So I so I was literally asking Judith that, physical attraction, but you're physically attracted to someone, but you're not sexually compatible. And then you're sexually compatible with someone, but the physical is not really there. How do you reconcile that? What's the reconciliation there?
This question is trying my courage, my heavenly focused courage. I'm gonna. You're about to make me sign.
Ah,
Okay.
I
Well,
don't open your yash.
I've been trying to condone my life. I've been trying to tell myself you're doing well. But at this point, so um, sexual compatibility, compatibility is everything to me. Hey God. You have put
Yeah.
me on a
She said
long.
it. She said, "Hey God."
Is there a way not to laugh too much on this? Because I can't hold it. Is there a professional way to laugh? Because
No, there isn't. There isn't a professional with.
please, everybody, I used to be a good person. I used to be. Okay, back to business. Well, I cannot. I've gone through a lot as a single girl. I can't imagine being returned.
I'm so sorry. I
I'm
don't know why
trying
I'm
to be
laughing. I don't. I don't,
I'm trying to be professional, but this question is spinning my head.
I don't know
Okay,
why I'm laughing. It's.
you okay? I would start again. All right. So to me, looks is not the main thing, but like she said earlier, something physical has to attract you to somebody. But me, as wild or as weird this may sound, when I talk to somebody, I'm not looking at how he looks. I'm looking at how you respond to things we talk about. It gives me an impression of who you are from the inside. That is from where I make decision about whatever we're talking about.
Mhm.
So that is an attraction for me. It's not looks. So when you have that one, like me, naturally I love to gist. If I can't get a man that love to gist or at least listen, it may be hard because they know they just do go straight to the point when it comes to the other room. When you go to the other room, too many things leads to another thing. If fine, please don't laugh because don't laugh. So for me, um, sexual whatever compatibility is everything to me, honestly. If I can't get my man turning me on even with his smile, with what he does to me, if I can't be far away from you and remember one or two things we do in the secrets and smile at it. Let me say it in Igbo. Ndị Igbo si na echeta amụlị ya. I used to be an Igbo teacher back home. Echeta amụlị ya. Sometimes when people be like, they are not doing anything.
They're not.
Something has
You just
crossed their
smile. You just
mind.
smile for no
You
reason.
just
I'm telling
smile.
you.
Some days you go to work, you are this excited. Somebody will even bump into you and say, sorry, oh, don't worry, are you okay? Because you are happy. I don't want to say what has happened. Something may have, you know.
Mm, mm.
So
Something may have occurred.
you can't. That thing is no go area. If I'm not in any way happy and satisfied with whatever we are doing inside, forget about the outside because it's gonna be telling. It's going to be telling. In the girls' world, sometimes you're tempted to talk to your don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about the girls I spoke about earlier. I'm talking about when we are women, we are trying to be girls in our world.
Mhm.
We talk about certain things that gives us this secret smile and makes us, smile sheepishly. We talk about too many things about encounters and experiences. These are some of it. If you don't have anything to offer about yourself being this way with your partner, forgive me. You're not, I don't know how to put it. But for this girl here, that other room is the main thing. Not even how you look, but at least you must look neat. Because before I go eat food, I go check the plate, check the spoon, check the environment if I'm where they've made the food. So not like I'm looking at how tall or dark or whatever handsome you are. You must be neat as a person. And then the way you talk to
Mm.
me, the way you talk. Because to be honest, there was a time during COVID, I was still back home and I was in a company of some men and my friend he just came back so we were together with all his friends and then there was this conversation that they raised. I didn't want to talk because I was the only woman in their midst. So but then his friends got talking and one said he don't make love to his wife like his wife makes love to his wife like his sister or like his I'm
Eh?
like, what? And he went
Huh?
on to say, oh, he's even happy. This COVID, thank God his side girl is living next close by, even with the
Oh
lockdown.
my
So
Jesus Christ.
somebody was helping him. That
Oh
statement
my.
broke me down. Like I know I just say I beg, can I have the car key to my person? I was like, I went straight, stayed in the car because I couldn't. This woman will be somewhere thinking I'm married to the man who. So that's another conversation. So you see where this is leading. I want when we have experience, intimate experience, it drives you crazy even at work. Anywhere you are, you
Mm-hmm.
get what I mean? So the same experience, I want it
Mm-hmm.
for myself. So look is not everything. There are people who think, oh, they are this, they are that. Then when you go in with them, you get disappointed. You're like, so this is what is been drooling all around. What am I even doing? What did I even do with this person? There's been one or two times where we've gone in with somebody in the times of our foolishness, and then you finish the whole thing and you're like, is this what this is all about? What is this nonsense I just did? And maybe sometime again we'll talk about this conversation. The reason why there's a lot of marital infidelity, people don't get married sexually satisfied in their matrimonial homes, and then people don't get to talk about it because where we come from, we don't talk about sex like that. I'm just saying. So for
But
me, yeah,
yeah, sorry, just sorry to butt in, but
go on,
some
please.
people equate physical attraction to them being um let me rephrase that. Some people think that if they're physically attracted to you,
Mhm.
then they will be sexually attracted to you. They don't
But
believe
then
that
when
if
you
they're
get
not
into the
physically attracted
experience,
to
it's not
you,
the same. No,
Mm,
no.
yeah.
I'll tell you one stupid thing I did one time. So
let me come close.
yeah, you need to bring your chair. Buto cherry closer.
Mm,
Chukulana, let me give you.
I'm coming.
Gemunti
I need to hear
nesimolu.
this
Let
one.
me say it in Igbo. Esimolu,
Let's
listen
hear this.
and learn. You gonna learn, baby. You gonna learn. Learn the hard way.
Tell me. Talk to
Yeah.
me, baby. Let's go.
So with all these
Judith is
paparazzi
so
where they rain.
uncomfortable.
I'm not uncomfortable. I'm enjoying this conversation actually. I'm
So
taking notes.
back in the day, so they said, oh, a particular tribe in Niger, they can do well. And I was like, okay. And then I dated this guy. He's from this particular state. I was
hmm
disappointed to my throat. Even to the Fanta I drank that day was dry in my throat. Like, what the heck? So what's all this paparazzi all about? Okay, you people should just pack. You people get no swag. What's all this for?
Oh my
The whole
days.
ranting and all. What did I just experience? So that is it. So that's how it is when some people take this to be that. Looks is different from when we get in there. And don't quote me wrong. Okay. People should just it's just that people are shy talking about intimacy. And that's one of the
Mm.
topics we're gonna bulge into very soon. A lot of people are shy and some of us are too religious to talk about it. Thank God I'm an adult. I can't stop thanking God. All my life, I've been waiting to be an adult. There are too many things I didn't say, and too many things I couldn't do because I was under a lot of parental watch and family watch. Back home now, everybody now your mama and your
Yeah.
papa. You can't do anything otherwise. They go beat life come on for you. So now I thank God I'm an adult, full blown adult. So back to
Chukwudalo.
your question. Honestly, you can't. The thing is nowhere near to each other. The looks is different thing. When you get in there, I've come across people tall with the six pack, and at the end of the day, enter there, they couldn't even do anything. So, what's the ranting all about? What's the thing behind this? That's where I lay at
That's where you
jazz and
rest your
make I
case.
drop my case for here first.
Yeah, but we already know
Sweet.
that though. It's like common knowledge. You hear people say it all the time, like, "Oh, I met this guy. He's amazing. He looks like 10 out of 10, but in the bedroom, he's a 1 out of 10." Like you hear it all the time.
I'm proud of myself. Yeah. So that's it. Looks and this one
We
is
are
two
proud of
different
you too.
things. Oh, thank you.
ICSN is proud of you.
I'm emotional right now. Judy, you don't seem very proud of me, do you? Are you?
I'm proud of you, girl. I'm proud of you. Yeah, we all are. Keep doing what you're doing. There's a reason why you're King's Choice.
So those were the times of being a girl. Thank you very much.
Damn, this was. Oh, I feel like I just really laughed unprofessionally on a podcast, and it's because of King's Choice. Cynthia, this is your fault. Because I was good. I wanted to go into if you can love someone, if you can be Okay, we're on the topic of attractions, right? Physical attraction,
Yeah.
emotional attraction, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be in love with someone but not physically find them attractive? I didn't say can you love someone. I said can you be in love with someone but not find them physically attractive? The silence is
Well,
loud.
for me, I'm not gonna say
The
anything about it,
silence
but I
is
don't think.
loud.
No, but I don't think. I don't know, but I don't think. I've got no story to back it up, but when someone is in love, you what you can do, your capabilities and all will just be thrown in the wind. Let me tell that's the truth. Especially for we women, when we love someone, caution is thrown in the wind. A lot of caution. A lot for some women, anyway. Let me not say for all the
But
women.
but to get to that point of being in love with someone, there needed to have been something that attracted you to them. I'm guessing it's not the physical
She said
aspect then.
something about being. I like people who are highly intelligent. Like I don't think I've been with people who are just moving around with something in between their legs. No, the last person I was with from back home, he's a software engineer. He was doing very well in the industry where he's somebody I could call my brain box because at some point I made myself lazy intellectually. I depended on him for everything, decision, ideas, whatever I need to do. Because at any
Yeah, I know
point
that
of
feeling.
call, yeah, he
I
gets me
know
out
that
of it.
feeling.
Even if I'm at the interview before I walk in, he's my booster. He has to, girl, you've gone through this, you've done this, this is your experience. He prepares me mentally and otherwise. So
Yeah.
there's a lot. I don't have a story, but I don't think it's for me. No, no.
Judith, do you have a story?
A story.
Yeah. Ever been in love with someone that you didn't find physically attractive?
Again, physical attraction. Okay. So I think you can be in love with somebody who you're not physically attracted to because love is a feeling. Yeah,
That's
because
how
love
they
is a
do.
feeling.
That's how they do
Love
with
is
small children. No,
huh?
I need to increase my age range. That's how they do with small pikin. I think. Sorry, the way Cynthia put it, I think I'm dealing with girls and not women. I need
Maybe
to start dealing with
you
women
should have a
and
review.
not girls.
Have a
Yeah,
review.
yeah.
Oh,
Increase the age bracket.
Increase
thank
the
you,
age
my
bracket,
lady.
right?
Thank you, sis.
Okay,
Thank you
okay,
very much.
okay. Let's go.
Um,
Sorry to cut you, but yeah, carry on.
no, it's okay. Yeah, because when I think of love, I think love is a feeling, is how somebody makes you feel. So if there is somebody who you're not physically attracted to, but they make you feel a certain way, then yes, um, you can be in love with somebody who you're not physically attracted to. Um, it's as simple as that.
I'm throwing that question back at you. Yeah, please go on. Yes, I understand. Go on. Let it out. Let it out.
Can I be in love with someone I'm not physically attracted to? I'll be very honest. It's a no. It's a
Okay.
no for me. Like there needs to be something physically that I like about you. Like I've said before, it's not even about the body. I think I'm more attracted to, apart from being a sapiosexual myself, I'm also very attracted to ladies that are pretty. Like there's just something about women that are pretty for me. I don't know what it is. Like I just don't know what it is. But the body might not be bodying, yes, but you've got a pretty face. Cynthia.
No, don't quote me. I am just being myself with a
You
glass of
better be
water.
yourself. I might not like some guys might be it's about body for them, like physical and everything. For me, it's not really about that. I think I'm more attracted to a pretty face, like I said. If I don't find you pretty, there's the chances of me finding you attractive is less. If I don't find you pretty or find you beautiful, the chances of
Okay,
me
what about
being attracted is less.
oh, sorry, I will say, let me say this. You can be in love with someone you're not physically attracted to if that love grew without you physically seeing the person. So catfish, something like that. Or you've never actually physically seen the person, but you've spoken to them. Let's say that, yeah. Okay.
You know,
Let's just say
I have a story to tell for that. Back in secondary school, so I went to a boarding school. an only boys boarding school in Lagos, Igbo College Yaba in Surulere, right? Yes, and there was this thing that we did because it was only boys. We called it a slum book. I don't know if anyone knows what a slum book is, but it's this like we get like a book and we have like questions like you see what people are doing now with dating sites or like name, age, whatever, things like that. So we being an only boys school, we had neighboring other boarding schools that were only girls. So this was Lagos Anglican Girls Grammar School, LAGS. We had LAGS and they were only girls. So we used to do this thing where there was obviously we had our teachers in our school that they had daughters that attended LAGS. So they used to go there. So what we did this thing where we take this book, we put all these questions in there, like name, age, whatever, number, all of that. We design the book, we make it look nice. We give it to one of the girls of our teacher's daughter to take to the school. Like obviously you have to be within the same year. Like you guys have like 6 to 9 or 9 to 12 year. We had like senior secondary school 1 to 3. So I think I did this when I was in SS3 at the time. I just started SS3 at the time. And I made a book and I gave it to one of the girls to take to their school to the same level, SS3 over there. And most of the girls viewed it. A lot of the girls viewed the book, like they wrote information. So bringing it back now, we're there like, okay, we're going through. There's no picture. We can't see anything. There's no picture. We're just going through the names, the information they've given about themselves and everything. And like, okay, this is sounding nice. I'm liking what I'm reading about this person. And then I picked up the phone, and this was when we used to have like the free midnight calls. So like from 12 a.m. to like 5 a.m., if I'm not wrong, or 4 a.m., MTN used to give us like free calls. You can call and talk for however long you want to talk within that 4 hours period. You don't get charged nothing. So that time we'll pick up the phone and call. And I remember I did connect to someone that I've never seen before. I connected with her. And I'm going to say her name. My name is Bisola. She's a Yoruba girl. Her name is Bisola. We connected over the phone. And someone else that we connected, but not in a romantic way, but in a friendship way, is Adedoyin. And we're still friends to this day. It's been like 12 years. And if I tell you that I've never met this person once.
You say you fell in love with them?
No. Adedoyin, the second girl, we became friends. But
Okay.
we haven't met to this day. Like, it's been like 12 years. We have never met in person, but we've seen on phone and things, obviously, as technology got better. But back in the day, this other person, Bisola, we connected over the phone. Like, basically, yes, we fell in love over the phone, but we never met in person. Like, we just carried on talking. But I think it was the voice. I think it was imagination won't wound me. I think it was the imagination of things, thinking what this person looks like and everything. Like, but we never got to continue or extend it because when I graduated, I think I changed. I don't know. No. I think when we all graduated, she lost her phone or something. So there was no way of reaching her for like a very long time until this friend Adedoyin kind of like got us back in contact. But at that time, it was already a bit late because she already moved on and stuff like that. But when we did meet, I was like, right, yeah, you're pretty. It makes sense that there was something that connected. I mean, I couldn't see your face, but it made sense. It made sense that
the social experiment that is happening on Netflix, Love is Blind. Like the people fall in love with the voices.
That was me. If that is the thing,
they
that
fall in
was
love
me.
with their voice, they fall in love with the stories they're telling them, the conversations they're having, and then they get to the reveal, and some of them is the physical part that stops them from being in love with that person. But technically, they were in love with somebody. They were not physically attracted
before
to
they met the person physically.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. Like, yeah, I don't.
And some of them have ended up playing with somebody who's not their actual type because of it.
So basically, given the experiment of Love is Blind, it is safe to say that it's all in our minds when it comes to this whole attraction thing. It's all what plays in our minds. Like, if given my own experience of talking to someone that I didn't see but liking them enough to say that I was in love with them or like I had strong feelings for them, but I'd never saw them. So why does that then change when you then see the person physically? What then? Because at this point you've grown feeling for someone based on the way they talk, the way, are they eloquent, or are they intelligent, like the things that they say, what kind of person that they are from what you're hearing. You've never seen them before, but from what you heard or what you were like during the whole time, you found something attractive about them. You could say that you had feelings for them. So why seeing them in person then changes everything? It's just why I'm saying that it's all in our minds. It's all a mindset thing. Then it's a thing that we need to, I don't know, recalibrate our minds to think differently, or just like, I mean, let me get you guys' idea. Like, I don't know if any of you have ever been in that situation where you never met someone physically, like you spoke to them, like just like the Love Is Blind. You just spoke to them, you probably, I don't know, had
Okay.
feelings, and then you met in person, and it was a different case. Has any of
Mm,
you been in that situation?
so mine may not be a personal experience, but I've had scenarios where couple who met by mistake, like someone said, I read an
How do you
article
mean by
yesterday.
mistake?
The man said, listen, he saw a girl at a shopping mall, took her
Mm-hmm.
number. Unfortunately, the girl, being a girl, gave him a wrong number, supposedly. When he got home, he tried to reach this person. Someone else picked. Apparently, the girl tried to give a wrong number to him to just discard him. And then he got hooked with another more beautiful lady. He says, few months down the lane, they are wedded, they've had a
That is
son with two
wild.
children.
That
They've
is
been talking on
wild.
phone,
Oh my god.
talking on phone until I revealed they agreed to meet, and the rest is history. And they are married, they have got two kids now. And then we've had situations where people just call randomly. Or there was time where there was network with issue with MTN back home and the rest.
Mm.
There's been a lot of strange things happening. You could take call, or somebody says, "Oh, can I use your phone and call?" and blah blah blah. There's been issues like
There's
that,
been a
things
lot.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it turns out well for some people, while some others don't, benefited.
It doesn't.
Yeah. So, and for me, one time I had that experience, but it was just a phone, and it happened a long time. This person made me feel comfortable because at some point was like I couldn't go a day without hearing this person. We'd never met because the distance was much from Quiz State and Quiz State I was. We
Mm.
never met, but somewhere along the line, the contact was lost. And I would tell you, from the time it was active, I really had good time hearing from this person. He never meant bad and all. It was really, really a very awesome experience. And that wasn't the day. It's not like today we have everything. You can easily call somebody on video call and blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it
Mm-hmm.
was, I can tell you for that one, I've never met this person till date, but the period where we talked was very good. Yeah, I really had a good time because I was like, nice people. It's not like today that girls will pack up bag and go and visit somebody strange and then you see their body on the streets or in the gutters. Yeah. So that's why I'm telling them. When I say girls, I know what I'm saying. I don't want to call anybody's age range. When I talk about girls, there are too many risks today's young people take that it's not worth it. Today is not as safe as it was. I'm not like the old time was very safe, but people
Was even
have their
any safer?
conscience with them. Yeah.
Mm.
But today people are a lot of things are prompting people into doing a whole lot of dirty stuff. So yeah, it
Fair
happens.
enough.
People can meet and be nice without seeing each other physically. I mean, it happens.
I don't have any personal experiences
Okay.
because when I speak to somebody, I always make sure that I am able to see them because I like talking in person. I don't mind talking over the phone, but I do like to talk in person or even on video call because
Mm.
I like to see how somebody reacts to what I'm saying. It
Mm-hmm.
plays a big part for me. I don't know. I just believe that just words can be empty without all of that stuff. But hmm, uh,
Fine.
I d- You know what? I don't know. But from basically just from watching things like Love is Blind,
Yeah.
um, you can fall in love with somebody that you've never seen before. Why? I don't know why the physical attraction can then affect that when you do see the person in person. I don't
Hmm.
know if it's because of how like society has um ingrained in us like that physical attraction is important because
Yeah.
of the social media and everything that us growing up what was like in the magazines and stuff like that, how that has affected how we view ourselves, and they made it so like it was so important. So I think that maybe those outside, those external influences that affects somebody's love for somebody when they actually see them in person. But that can all be changed if you do some internal work on yourself, go to therapy, things like that. Maybe you won't really care about what other people think, and you will just, you know, I know it's a kind of a taboo subject in our community. We don't like to do things like that, but I strongly urge people to look inwards when it comes
Yeah.
to things like that, and then maybe it wouldn't really affect you so much.
Ah, never a better way to round that
That's
up.
another
Cynthia,
perspective.
do you
Yes.
have any words of wisdom as we round this up? Anything you want to say to the girls?
Well, um, I'm just gonna say, look out for yourself. Over the years, I don't regret any mistake I've made with any man in my life.
Mm,
Um, in life, we unlearn, relearn, and learn again. Um, I always tell myself this now. If it didn't happen, you won't learn the lesson you learned from that. Probably I was going into relationship with looking for a man to hawk me like with his wings and feathers, not
mm,
being bold enough for myself. And because of that, I ended up with wrong people in my life. I let in people who are not meant to be in my life because I was thinking little of me. So
yeah.
I'm telling the younger me now, you have to, when you set standard, I'm not talking about unrealistic standard, though I know this is another topic, but please
That's not enter there. We're
just
rounding up,
know
please.
that just know that desperation does not give you any better person or any better option in life. Set a standard for yourself and don't be unrealistic and selfish with decisions in life. Sometimes
Mm,
relationship is not about what you're getting. What role do you intend to play in that person's life? I've been more like a therapist in 80% of my relationship, and I can beat my
mm,
chest and say it worked out well for them, and I'm happy.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. That's a
So
point.
try to be the
Yeah.
best you can. Always go with the mindset, what can I help this person with? Don't always go with what can you get. Relationship is not about money. Girls should know that. Building a life with someone is not about somebody. You can be with somebody who manages a whole property and whatever, and he's got all the money, and yet you've got no share in the money. But if someone truly
Mm,
cares for you, for the value you add in them, you don't even need to ask for things that normally you would ask for. So, to my younger self and to the girls out there, prepare yourself, build yourself so that when you say this is your standard, somebody comes in and looks at you and looks at the standard and say, oh, she's worth it. She's what she says she is. That's all I have to say. Don't be unrealistic and don't be over expectant from the opposite gender. That's all.
what a very, very, very interesting conversation this has been. Like, just listening to you two ladies, I think yeah, yeah. I've learnt a lot, and I'm kind of wanting to, not wanting, I would try to see things from a different perspective. But one thing I just want to say to the guys is it's okay to take a break. It's okay to take a step back, allow someone to hear you out, be vulnerable where you can. Because I feel like we take on a lot and we tend to like push and feel like we have to keep pushing because, the society has made us feel like if you don't have certain things, you don't deserve to have certain things. So it's okay to just take a break, look inward, take care of yourself, and come back stronger. And I would just want to say this as well. Try to be a man in your relationship, in your marriage. Try to be a man that leads with servitude. And that's where I'm going to end it. But thank you to Judith and thank you to Cynthia for both coming on. You guys have been amazing. It's been nice hanging out with you guys. I think I've laughed today. I don't think I've ever seen Judith laugh this much because she's just looking at me and Cynthia doing our nonsense. But
Judith,
thank you so
don't say
much.
this to anyone, no, please. Don't tell them how goofy we were. Don't let anybody know, please. It's between us.
But guys, this is ICSN Kwenu TV. Don't forget to join us on ICSN.co.uk. Follow us on ICSN_UK and also follow ICSN_Manchester. And we got a singles group. We've got the ICSN community. If you're an Igbo person out there, come join the community. Come and meet your people. Let's talk. Let's see how we can fight these people that are out here fighting us. But
Fine, let me
it's okay.
advertise. I dance Ada during marriage ceremony. So in case you're looking for someone to dance Ada, Pekin, that's what I do.
If you are looking for best man, I can be your best man. Come and hire me. But until next time, we'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Woo!
In there, well, I'm Bochama. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Anambra State in Nnewi.
I'm Buoni. I'm 18 years old and I'm from Anambra State in Nnewi.
Welcome to ICSN Teens, the ultimate space for young Igbos aged 13 to 19.
This is where you learn more about our Igbo culture, our language, our traditions and our history.
You also get exclusive access to our cultural schools, learn Igbo, master traditional dances and even take part in our cooking classes.
And there's more. As an ICSN Teens member, you get a mentor
For free!
academic support, career guidance, personal development, well-being, or even business mentoring.
We also have social events all year round, fun days out, cultural celebrations and residential weekends.
And of course, the ICSN Youth Conference. This is where young Igbos like us connect, learn and grow together.
ICSN Teens takes place in London and Manchester.
With ICSN Teens, you can get all of this for only £15 per year.
That's less than £1 a month.
Join today and be part of something special. ICSN Teens, our culture, our future.